Welcome back. 15:30 left to play. Lubbock Christian with possession. Brian Maglione alongside Ruben Dominguez. And what a block by Marvin Witt, climbing the elevator shaft and denying Lucky.
And the little man coming up there big as Marvin Witt gets the block. And we've seen the elevation he's had this year as he's also turned in a couple of outstanding rebounds. But wow, what a play.
Benny driving in hard, pumps, misses. Matthews able to draw the foul as he tried to get the tip to fall. Durham will be charged with the personal. That'll be his second personal foul. Fourth team foul against Lubbock Christian. Isaiah Matthews will head to the line to shoot two as it initially appears. The referee's having a discussion whether or not Isaiah was in the act of shooting. He was trying to tip the ball, but they'll say it'll be a sideline out of bounds. Monroe gets it into Isaiah. Hand off to Benny, over to Bolton, back to Marvin. Rattlers have 24 on the shot clock. Monroe, high pick and roll. Benny, over to Witt for three. Off the mark, Bolton able to tip it to himself. And he gets the Rattlers another opportunity. Monroe, hard drive to the basket, lost the ball. 2-on-2 fast break. Arrington slowed down a bit. The three, no good. Matthews unable to corral it. And Isaiah takes a hard fall as he bit on the fake from Alford. Isaiah shaken up. And it looks like Alford and Matthews okay. Isaiah got the brunt of that one. And Minor will come in for Matthews. Fortunately for Isaiah, it looked like he rode Alford down. When Alford crouched down, Isaiah kind of just settled on top of him. That is a great set play. Both times missed, and the Rattlers escape after great execution by Lubbock Christian. Witt for three, well off the mark. Gets his own rebound as he gets fouled. Everybody was looking at the ball, and Marvin Witt, the only guy making an effort to get the board. Great hustle play. And J.J. Bolton huddling up with the chaparrals down low. A bit of fun, looking a bit like Rajon Rondo back in a couple of years back during the NBA playoffs against the Miami Heat, right?
I think you're right on that one.
First free throw by Witt, no good. We're looking at it on our instant replay. Bolton even going as far as wrapping his arms around some Shap players.
I think he got the play call for this.
Making a couple friends in the heat of battle as Witt able to sink the second free throw. Rattlers cut this to a one-possession game. Minor with the steal, over to Benny. Benny, hard to the basket, he got fouled, and Minor took a hard fall.
And all jokes aside there, Brian, it is Bolton who comes up with the tip to win possession back for the Rattlers, so it did seem to pay off that he was in the huddle.
Marvin Benny to the free throw line. Native of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. First free throw from Marvin is good. Marvin, being from Toronto, probably excited that his Raptors are doing so well this season. They are currently the #2 team in the Eastern Conference, and they have an all-star in Kyle Lowry. As another steal, as Witt swoops to the hoop for two.
Amazing play there by Witt. He is really showing out for the Rattlers.
Another steal for the Rattlers. Binney, no good. Other opportunity and a fight for the ball. As the crowd here inside Bill Greehey Arena on their feet. Rattlers with possession. And a bit of trash talking going on. Arrington and Bolton going at it. And I think Arrington finally has had enough of JJ interfering with their huddle, and a timeout is called. Let us catch our breath. Whew. As former WWE announcer Jim Ross would say, business is picking up. 39-38, Rattlers with the lead. You are watching Heartland Conference basketball on the Rattler Network. .36 left to play. Rattlers lead by 1. Brian Maglione sitting alongside Ruben Dominguez. We have a good one here for you today. Rattlers able to use their full court press with full effectiveness.
Have you caught your breath, Brian?
Just about. We still have plenty more basketball left to play as a foul will be called. It'll be called on Scout Teal, freshman forward from Abernathy, Texas. Monroe at the line. 1-1, no good. And bringing the ball up the court. Alford gets it over to Arrington. Marcus Arrington checked by Marvin Binney. Hard drive to the basket and a beautiful finish there by Schuster. He's had a couple finishes at the rim that have been quite nice.
And Christian Miner biting there, and he is right around to put the shots up by 1.
Bolton was trying to get it down low to Monroe, over to Miner instead. Bolton, free throw line jumper, well short, bounces around and into the hands of Alford. Arrington bringing the ball up court. Chaparrals lead by 1. The finish no good as Cardona. We haven't seen him miss from inside like that, as Witt will spot up for 3. He's been off the mark as Marvin Binney shaken up on the play, able to get up. Justin Alexander will check back into the ball game for Joe Monroe, excuse me. As you can see, near mid-court, Marvin Binney favoring that lower back, trying to stretch it out as he gets set to shoot the first of a 1-and-1. Binney calmly knocks it down, game tied at 40. Bryce Smith into the ball game for Marvin Witt. Second free throw is good. Things have definitely settled down, but both teams trying to get the clear advantage as Cardona able to draw the foul on Alexander. The foul was called on the initial bump, though Alexander did get the block thereafter. Cardona will head to the line for two.
And I can't help but think of what a monster down low Isaac Cardona is. The Calhoun High School product has been giving the Rattlers problems all day.
And Cardona not just able to work on the Rattlers in the low post, we've seen him take it to the basket a couple times from the perimeter, as great job by Minor, able to snag the board.
We even saw him shoot an early three. The versatility from him is unreal.
Binney gets a pick from Alexander. Binney to the basket, bumped. The shot will not count as the foul was made on the floor. And we'll have a quick timeout, immediate timeout. Rattlers lead by 1. Stay tuned, more upcoming as you're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
Premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
Welcome back, 11:50 left to play. Rattlers lead by 1 over the Shaps of Lubbock Christian University. Brian Maglione alongside Ruben Dominguez. And Ruben, you know the saying, defense wins championships. St. Mary's, their defense has been on point throughout this ball game.
And now that they are vying for that conference championship, I think that saying is necessary for the situation that we're in here tonight in Bill Greehey Arena.
The Rattlers have forced 10 turnovers on Lubbock Christian. They lead that category 10-6 as Binney goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Arrington with the ball over on the left side. Lucky thought about the 3, instead drives hard to the basket, and he gets hacked by Smith down low. He'll head to the line for 2. First free throw, no good from Lucky.
And an interesting switch here as Cardona goes out of the game. And his replacement, Bo Durham, is now in. So we'll see how the Rattlers cope with that. As they lead by 1 with 11:25 left in the first half. Marvin Binney bringing the ball up the floor.
Bolton faked the handoff to Binney and took it all the way himself. What a crafty move by J.J. Bolton.
And a great move there by J.J. Bolton to put his team up 3. It's a pretty good dribbler, I would have to say.
J.J., great ball handler for his size. If need be, he could probably play a point forward position a la Scottie Pippen or heck, even a LeBron James, a player of his size, able to handle the ball. On the opposite side, on the other Rattler basketball team, it's comparable to Kiara Etheridge. Etheridge sometimes plays the 4 spot, able to bring the ball up the court herself every time she gets the rebound.
And it's great to have players like that in your team. So versatile, it gives a matchup fit for any opposing coach.
And possession will stay with the Rattlers. They have 8 left on the 35-second shot clock. Alexander inbounds. Binney now has 5 left to work with. Binney to the basket, and he is fouled on the play, and it is a blocking foul. Binney will head to the line to shoot 2. Binney at the line. Sinks the first. Binney, an excellent free throw shooter for this Rattler team. Sees a lot of time at the stripe.
And I think if we're looking at keys late here in the game, it'll be essential for Marvin to hit from the stripe as he misses there. It'll be essential for Marvin to find his form at the charity stripe, being that he drives to the basket so much.
A slasher and just all-around aggressive player as Bolton steps into the passing lane. JJ all the way, no good. And an over-the-back foul is called on Binney. And Christian Miner stepping between Marvin Binney and the official, making sure Binney doesn't get called for a technical foul.
And despite the miss there by Bolton, he has been lights out this second half. Not necessarily on the scoring end, but his tenacity and just play down low craftiness. He's really come on for this Rattlers team and been a big-time performer.
Wow, first free throw well off the mark for Arrington, as Binney will bring the ball up court. We are over the halfway point of the second half. Over to Smith for 3. Way off. And now here comes the Chaparrals. Corner 3. No good. Alexander with the board. Binney working on Arrington. Marvin between the legs dribble. Getting the play call from Coach Zelznak. Gets a pick from Alexander. Binney Feeds it down low. Justin, spin move, and the push is called. Alexander will head to the line to shoot 2.
And a good sign down on the bench for the Rattlers. Isaiah Matthews is up and off the training table after taking that hard fall. We'll see if he can come back into the game and make a difference here for the Rattlers.
Alexander sinks the first. Misses the second. 60% free throw shooter on the year is Justin Alexander, splitting the pair. Arrington at the top, swings it over to the right side. Back to Arrington now. Good ball movement from Lubbock Christian here. Hesitation dribble by Schuster. Cardona blocked from behind, but is cleaned up by Alford, the junior from El Paso, Texas, able to get the bucket. Oh, beautiful crossover by Benny. Marvin kicks it out. Minor for 3. Too strong. And could it be a case of the Rattlers having the jitters, being well off target with their 3-point opportunities?
And 2 players you'd almost bet money on to sink open threes. Bryce Smith and Christian Minor both have shot air balls, but we'll see if they can regain their form here.
Oh, force up shot, no good, tipped around, and Benny lets that one go as 8:13 left to play. Marvin bringing the ball up court, guarded by Arrington, who's had his hands full here tonight. No shot, and Arrington called for the foul as we have a timeout on the floor, media timeout. We are now joined by the one and only Joe Rodriguez. Joe, Rattlers and Shaps, high energy, a lot of emotion going on in this ball game. What has it been like down there?
I gotta tell you, it's really been high energy down there. Everyone's really into this game after that little flurry at around the 14-minute mark where the Rattlers were able to press and create those 3 quick turnovers. Ever since then, it's been bumping in here. I expect it to be a big finish, and the crowd's into it as well. It's going to be a fun one.
And Joe, on the basketball side of things, we've seen success down low from the big men of St. Mary's, and we've also seen success from the guards. What do you think is the best way for the Rattlers to go into this last part of the game?
Well, I got to tell you, one adjustment they made at half that I noticed is that whenever the Rattlers inserted the ball down to the post, the Chaps would bring that double. It would be an immediate kick out, and the Rattlers would shoot a 3. Now in the second half, they're being more aggressive. They're attacking that double team. And because of the double team, it's also creating some offensive board opportunities for the Rattlers. So if they don't get that initial bucket, they're following their shots, and they're getting to the line a lot because of it. The Rattlers, they're in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Well, Joe, thank you so much. Good work today pulling double duty. You called the baseball doubleheader earlier today, now doing work for us here inside Bill Greehey Arena. You could catch Joe tomorrow as he calls Rattler baseball action over at Dixon Stadium. You could catch that game over on the Rattler Network 2.
Things out.
Marvin Binney able to sink both free throws. Rattlers turn this game into a 2-possession contest. Entry pass down low to Cardona. And Minor will be called for the push as the pass to Alford was broken up. That one rims out. Minor Skies for the board. Marvin Binney over to Christian Minor. Gets a pick from Justin Alexander. Binney. Smith now. Alexander double teamed immediately. Back out. Oh, Binney step back. No good. He gets his own board. Binney lost it. And Minor thought about passing it out and then thought about the three. Elects to drive it in, and he's able to draw the foul. And Ruben, that's just creating something out of nothing right there.
Really, and that's where most of the opportunities for the Rattlers have come tonight. And they have really taken advantage as they now hold a 4-point lead with 7:08 on the board. We'll see if Minor can sink the free throw, and he does.
Minor able to hit the first. Second one, back iron, no good. Back tapped, and Minor will be called for another personal foul. Both teams in the bonus. Rattlers are shooting the double bonus the rest of the way. And we could more than likely see a parade to the line the final 7 minutes of the ball game. That free throw is good from Alford. Matthew Alford with 4 points now tonight. Cool, calm, collected. Alford able to sink both free throws. And now Lubbock Christian able to cut this game to one possession. A reminder of what is at stake here tonight. A win for St. Mary's means that they are the #1 team in the Heartland Conference. They will have clinched the regular season title. A win here for Lubbock Christian University, and they will tie St. Mary's for the #1 spot, and they would have the tiebreaker against the Rattlers. As the foul is called, drawn once again by Alford. Isaiah Matthews now with his 4th personal.
And I think one thing you could say about the LCU big men is they're very savvy in drawing fouls down low on attempted blocks.
And it looks like J.J. Bolton will check back into the ball game for Matthews, which he does.
J.J. Bolton for Isaiah Matthews. Alfred with the one shot.
Second free throw knocked down by Alford. Binney bringing the ball up. He's met by Arrington. Over to Smith now. He's checked by Holman. Alexander, ooh, they tried the back door. Binney got caught up. Smith off the curl. Knock it down.
Such a pure shooter Smith is, and he really makes a good move off the pick and roll and finds his mark.
He looked a bit like Reggie Miller or Rip Hamilton coming off those curls as he's able to knock it down, pushing the Rattler lead to 4. Down low to Cardona. Alexander just too big down low as he's able to get the block. Binney, in and out dribble. Binney to the basket, unable to finish. And now here come the Chaparrals and Holman. Here's Holman over to the top. Now over to Arrington over on the right side. Plenty of time left on the shot clock for the Chaps. Holman for 3. Nothing but the bottom. 1-point ball game here inside Bill Greehey Arena. Binney over to Smith. Smith gets it to Alexander. Alexander finds Binney now. Marvin looking for an open teammate. 13 on the clock. Minor thought of the three. Binney to Smith for three. Book it. Bryce Smith coming alive here. He's accounted for the Rattlers' last 5 points. And that last one, a wide open three, giving St. Mary's the 4-point edge. With 4:38 left, Lubbock Christian trying to regroup. We'll head to commercial. When we come back, we have a good one here. Stay tuned, more upcoming after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 54-50 is the score. St. Mary's with the edge over the Lubbock Christian Chaparrals. Brian Maglione sitting alongside Ruben Dominguez. And Ruben, Lubbock Christian, what do you think they were talking about during that last timeout, trailing by 4?
Well, right there, I think that's the man they were talking about going to, Cardona. He's been the main man for them thus far. And I think they'll try and get the ball to him as much as possible and see if they can climb back and regain a lead here in the second.
Entry pass to Binney is deflected, but a foul is called on Arrington, and that is his 4th personal foul. Binney at the line. And he sinks the first. Binney 0 for 8 from the field, but he is 9 of 11. Make it 10 of 12 from the charity stripe. All 10 of his points coming from the free throw line, creating his offense by just attacking the hoop.
And that's an outstanding number from Marvin Binney, and we'll see late if LCU is in a fouling situation. He'll be the man they look to inbound the ball to.
Oh, nice floater in the lane by Arrington as he's able to knock that one home. And back on the topic of Marvin Binney scoring all 10 of his points from the charity stripe. It's something great players are able to do when it's not working in the field. Just get to the foul line and your shots and your points will come. As Binney, hesitation dribble, Minor thought about it, takes it all the way to the cup. Tip back out. Bolton thought about it, Binney for 3. And that one goes home. And what a time to make your first field goal of the ball game. Marvin Binney able to hit the 3. 59-54.
And just as we were saying about creating offense, Marvin Binney comes up with the goods.
Rebounded by J.J. Bolton. 2.5 left to play. Benny over to Minor. This is the Rattler lineup that has done it throughout. As Alexander, what a move down low, muscling his way home. And a timeout is called. St. Mary's beginning to blow the door open.
And the big juice coming up with the goods. Big time players make big time plays, and Justin Alexander did that there. A 7-point lead going into the final 2 minutes of this game.
2:10 left to play. Rattlers looking to clinch the Heartland Conference regular season title. Stay tuned. More upcoming right after this on the Rattler Network. Rattlers 2 minutes, 10 seconds away from clinching the number 1 seed in the Heartland Conference. Brian Magluon sitting alongside Ruben Dominguez. And Ruben, 2-minute warning. What does St. Mary's need to do to finally dispose of Lubbock Christian?
Well, with the 5-point lead now as Cardona makes the easy layup, I think it's essential for the Rattlers to stay focused and really dictate the tempo of this game, slow it down, waste some clock, and get to the finish line with the lead still intact.
Minor, top of the key for 3, short. That one rebounded there by Durham. Here comes Lubbock Christian. Arrington nearly lost it. Durham for 3. That is good. And a quick timeout called by Lubbock Christian as they have cut the Rattler advantage down to 2. A quick 30-second timeout, 1:22 left to play. A lot of basketball left to be had. Ruben, you touched on it. The Rattlers need to finish strong if they want to be Heartland Conference regular season champions. A minute 22, an eternity in college basketball. Would you say the Rattlers would need 1 basket and 1 stop and essentially the game's over? Would you say that?
Well, I think you're right on the 1 basket, 1 stop, but they also need to get that basket and run off some of the clock in the process of doing so. So we'll see here if they can get down the floor, break the press, and set up the offense and find a quick score.
Marvin Witt checks back into the ball game, getting a fresh pair of legs in there as Minor. He got the chair pulled out from under him by Schuster. But Minor will head to the line to shoot 2. And this is, if you're Lubbock Christian, this isn't the worst case scenario if you're Lubbock Christian, because the clock is stopped and St. Mary's, although they could push it to a 2-possession game, the clock is indeed stopped. And with a stoppage in play, we'll take our final media timeout. 1:14 left. Stay tuned. The exciting conclusion to this one coming up right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 61-59 the score. Lubbock Christian talking strategy here. They trail by 2. Christian Minor at the line for the double bonus. Minor, the cover athlete of this game's game day program. First free throw off the mark. So at best, St. Mary's will have only a one possession advantage over Lubbock Christian. Minor calmly sinks the second one, although still one possession. A 3-point ball game here. Arrington working the right side. Feeds it down low, nearly stolen. Arrington thought about the three, spin move in the lane, and he gets tripped up and fouled by Binney with 1:02 left.
And depending on how these free throws go, we will see the strategy from both teams coming out of this trip to the free throw line for Arrington.
Arrington knocks down the first. 2-point ball game. And he sinks the second. Back to a 1-point ball game. Full court press shown by Lubbock Christian. They get it over to Marvin Witt, who's in the corner, gets it to Binney. We are now under a minute to play. Binney across the timeline. And here it is, Ruben. Rattlers running a bit of clock right now. Alexander, dribble handoff to Minor. Minor, good feed down low to Alexander. Reverse layup is good.
Big basket there by the Big Juice. And now, with a 3-point lead, we'll see what the Chaps do here as...
Oh, what a play by Lucky, flipping it from under the basket over the outstretched arm of Justin Alexander. Almost doubling up on what Alexander did on the other end. One reverse layup for another. And with 31.9 left, the shot clock will be turned off. St. Mary's with the ball and the 1-point lead. Ruben, if you're Lubbock Christian, what do you do to try and get the stop that you need in order to get a chance at potentially winning this ball game?
Well, I think we'll see from the press coming out here, the Rattlers are going to try to find Marvin Binney, and if that is the case, I don't know if you would foul being Lubbock Christian, knowing the record Binney has from the line.
Although the shot clock is turned off, so if you don't foul, Rattlers could just dribble it out.
That's a very good point there, too.
So it's a case of pick your poison, if you will, although you would much rather, don't you think, take your chances with a player missing their free throws, no matter how the statistics show for it. As Bryce Smith re-enters the ball game, Rattlers trying to break the press here. Witt over to Binney. Rattlers will have to cross the timeline. They have 4 seconds left to get it across, which they do. Lubbock Christian electing not to foul here. Binney, and that time he does get fouled as he drove to the hoop. And that is Lucky's 5th personal foul. He has fouled out of the ball game. Final statistics on AJ Lucky, 11 points to go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Solid outing for Lucky. But now Binney at the line. He'll need to sink 2 to make it a 3-point game. 15.6 seconds left. This is the guy you want at the line if you're St. Mary's, right, Ruben?
Indeed he is. And we'll see if Marvin keeps up his phenomenal free throw shooting record right here.
Marvin, 10 of 12 from the line, which is right up around his season average. He's over an 80% free throw shooter on the year. 15.6 seconds left. Rattlers lead by 1. First free throw up and good. 2-point ball game now.
It'll be crucial, this free throw right here, to see if the Chaps are destined to shoot a 3 to take this game into OT. And he sinks it.
Benny able to sink 2 big free throws. 13 seconds left. Arrington at the top. Lubbock Christian. Arrington misses. Arrington trying to put it back up. No good. And what a stand by Alexander. And the Rattlers have come away victorious. Alexander with the defensive stop of the night. And the St. Mary's Rattlers are the Heartland Conference regular season champions.
And Justin Alexander came up big when the Rattlers needed it, and now they can claim the conference championship. Wow, phenomenal stuff from the Rattlers. Congratulations to them.
Alexander denying Arrington down low, and St. Mary's victorious here tonight. 66-63. And we will have more basketball to show following Saturday as the Rattlers will host the Heartland Conference Tournament on March 6th and 7th. What a finish, Ruben. Your final thoughts on an incredible ball game?
Well, I think with the situation at hand, the boys are more than deserving with the work they put in tonight. They came up when they needed to, and the benefits show on the scoreboard. What a night.
What a night indeed. I'm going to have to brace myself for the cold outside because things are just red hot inside. An amazing performance from the St. Mary's Rattlers, both the women's and men's teams sweeping Lubbock Christian here tonight. The final from Bill Greehey Arena, St. Mary's 66, Lubbock Christian 63. The Rattlers, the 2015 Heartland Conference regular season champions. For Joe Rodriguez, Ruben Dominguez, and all of us here at the Rattler Network, we'll see you Saturday for the final game of the regular season. Take care, everyone.